give you a little history on how I came into this. My parents started this horse business in 1976. We participated in 4-H, Highline horse shows, kids rodeos, the whole 9 yards, all horses that we've raised. My parents, when I was old enough to participate in 4-H, I did. Over the years, I showed sheep, goats, horses, and cattle. So I started that. When I was 8 years old, I broke my first horse. As the years went on, I high school rodeo. There again, I rode horses my parents raised. And did well. I made it 4 years to the state high school rodeo finals on the very cut nose my dad was very proud of. And I calf roped. After high school, I decided to move to Shawnee, Oklahoma. There I worked on a racehorse breeding farm to further my education with the best. There I was, as the years went on, I started out as a lowly stall cleaner, and I had to walk mares from the mare motel that 5 times around it was a mile. And then at the end last 3 years I was in charge of the studs, keeping them bathed, keeping them to where customers could wash them, collected. I even AI'd mares, got to learn. I worked around a vet that his name was Dr. John Bell. I do not know if he's still alive, but he probably ain't, he's old. Up until a couple years ago, I'd call him up and say, hey, Doc Bell, I've got this going on. What do you think's wrong? Because he's seen way more horses than me or anybody in this room. And he'd say, well, Alan, I think it might be this, but I think it's this. 9 times out of 10, it was right. After that, I stayed there for 6 years, I also for a racehorse breeding farm, I sale prepped yearlings for their Heritage Place sale. My most expensive yearling went for $10,500 that I sale prepped personally. I came home to work for a pleasure horse farm to break colts in Glasgow, Montana. And I've cared for all ages of horses, including stall cleaning, along with ride and climb horses. Before moving to Helena, I worked for a cattle feedlot. And in the off season, the cattle feedlot didn't have cattle in it. I worked for a ranch in Glasgow. There I moved cows and horseback, and I was in charge of horses and cows and even sheep. I moved to Helena to help my dad care for the horses and try to take the horses to the next level. And this whole deal has turned my family upside down. It's divided us all, including my brother Clay. I don't see him very often anymore. I refuse to go see my dad because all he wants to talk about is all this garbage that we're having to go through, and I don't want to talk about it no more. But anyway, that's kind of what I had to say, and I hope that we get, I want all the horses back, but I hope to get some of them back